Shalom Israel, welcome back to Wednesday night class, and hope everybody's doing well in your homes, in your households, in your congregations, in your families, in your cities. And it's good to see everybody here in class. For those that made it here in person, good to see everybody again. Didn't have class last Wednesday, but we're back in action this time. First and foremost, shout out and shalom to Cabo Cab in Guatemala, and Amiadza in London, and also to Stream of Wisdom in Houston, Texas, in Rochester, New York, and also in Norfolk, Virginia. Hope they're doing well. Hope brothers and sisters doing well there as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. The class is called Lord Have Mercy. All right, so we know what the topic is. I think the topic alone, the title alone, kind of points us in the direction that we're going in. So let's go ahead and get started. Try to get as much as possible in one shot. So let's start off in Luke chapter 17, verse 11. So the class is called Lord Have Mercy. Luke chapter 17, and we're going to start off at verse 11. And it's Yeshaya, maybe it's me, I don't know, but can we put the AC on?
The water, sir.
Luke chapter 17 and verse 11 reads. Ready?
Yep, yes, sir. Come on.
And it came to pass, as he went to Jerusalem, that he passed through the midst of Samaria and Galilee.
So this is Christ on the way from Samaria to Galilee. And he's somewhere in between approaching Galilee. Go ahead.
And as he entered into a certain village, there met him 10 men that were lepers.
And before he can get to the village, it says there met him 10 men that were what?
Lepers.
Anybody know what leprosy is?
Yeah.
What is leprosy?
It's the color of the skin. Melanation is the bleed.
Yeah, your melanin is being stripped away by way of disease or infirmity. Yes, sir.
No pigmentation to the skin.
Yes, no pigmentation on the skin. It's a lack of melanin. All right. So he said before he got there, in the city, was coming upon the city, 10 men met him that were lepers. Read.
Which stood afar off.
They said, and they stood afar off. So he wasn't in the city yet, but they stood away from him. Why is that? Because when we go to Numbers chapter 5, go to Numbers chapter 5 next, brother. Numbers chapter 5, just read 1 through 4 real quick. Because there's a place that leopards, it's a very highly contagious disease. And there's a place that they have to be. Read this right here.
Numbers chapter 5, verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel, that they put out of the camp every leper, and every one that have an issue.
It said, if you have leprosy or if you have an issue, read on.
And whosoever is defiled by the dead,
Go ahead.
both male and female, shall ye put out.
Go ahead.
Without the camp shall ye put them,
Go ahead.
that they defile not their camps.
Because they can't contaminate the camp. So that's why they have to be outside the camp. They cannot dwell in the city. They're contagious. Read on. Or unclean. Read on.
That they defile not their camps, in the midst whereof I dwell.
Go ahead.
And the children of Israel did so, and put them out without the camp, as the Most High spake unto Moses. So did the children of Israel.
So that's a law that, if you got leprosy, you can't be in the city. You got to be outside the camp. You got to be outside the city. You have an issue. You have an unclean disease. So in order to quarantine yourself and not contaminate everybody else, the Most High has a place for people that's sick like this. Well, these particular 10 lepers were where they supposed to be at according to the law, outside the city. And that's why he didn't go in the city. He says they caught him on the way in the city, outside, but they were yelling at him. So now let's go back, my Waller, where you was at in Luke chapter 17, verse 12.
Luke chapter 17 and verse 12 reads, And as he entered into a certain village, there met him 10 men that were lepers,
Go ahead.
which stood afar off.
Go ahead.
And they lifted up their voices and said, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us.
What are they asking for?
Have mercy on us.
Yeah, they were asking because you know why they have to ask for mercy. For one, where are they located?
Outside, yeah.
Do they have their families?
No.
Do they have support?
Nope.
Do they have anybody looking out for them?
No,
sir.
So they're really in need of mercy because look at where they're located. Look at their condition. Look at their status in society. They're not even allowed in the gates. So if anybody's asking, these individuals is pleading. So you can see the intensity of why they would be asking for mercy.
It's a strong plea.
They're very strong because look at their scenario. Look at the circumstance, condition that they're in. They don't have the support of their families and relatives and friends and neighbors and cousins and kinfolk. Read on.
Come. Verse 14. And when he saw them, he said unto them, Go show yourselves unto the priest.
Now he said, go back in the city. All right. But before we go there, we want to look at the definition of mercy. Now, in Hebrew, the word mercy is chesed, which means goodness, kindness, and pity. All right. But in English, let's get to 1720. I know Karai's not here. Somebody else get it.
Mercy.
1828. I'm sorry.
1828. Noah Webster Dictionary. Definition number 1.
Mm-hmm.
That benevolence, mildness, or tenderness of heart, which disposes a person.
It says when you have a soft heart for your people, and you have a soft spot, or your heart is tender, you have a heavy amount of compassion for your people. Read on.
Mildness or tenderness of heart, which disposes a person.
Go ahead.
To overlook injuries.
It says it allows a person, when you have mercy, it allows you to overlook what?
Injuries.
Go ahead.
Or to treat an offender better than he deserves.
Or it gives you the capacity to treat an offender better than he deserves. Right? So it opens the door for having compassion. It opens the door for showing somebody some love. What else you got?
The disposition that tempers justice and induces an injured person to forgive trespasses and injuries.
All right. Go ahead.
Pity.
Pity. What else?
Compassion manifested toward a person in distress.
It says it's compassion. It's compassion manifested. So it's compassion brought to life. That's what mercy is. It's compassion brought to life. Now, what I have in mercy is goodwill towards the miserable. Goodwill towards the miserable. So it says, and mercy is of a man towards a man, or a man towards men. It says to exercise the virtue of mercy is to show oneself merciful. So obviously, mercy is a what? It's a virtue. Mercy is a virtue. So it's a strength. It's a good quality to have, to possess. But when you have mercy and you have this state of mind and you have this virtue, this strength, and the strength of character, what you can do, it says, you can have goodwill towards the miserable, or to exercise the virtue of mercy is to show oneself merciful. Now, we talk about mercy. We read about it. We talk about it. We know blessed are the merciful. We read it where Christ says, be ye merciful as your Father is merciful in heaven. So there's a lot of verses that talk about mercy, but what is the first step to mercy? What must you have to have in order to give this virtue or manifest this ability on people, to practice this on people?
Is it a gift?
To exercise this? Yes, sir.
Maybe righteousness.
Righteousness is good. Yes, sir.
The love of Christ.
The love of Christ. Yes, sis.
The ability to recognize that you need mercy.
That's very strong. Yes. Empathy. Very strong. Yep. Cheat to empathy. Yep.
Compassion.
Compassion. All these are right. All these are correct. They're all correct. But let's go to Josephus real quick. Let's go to Josephus, book 4, chapter 8, paragraph 38. Let's get to I don't think we need to pass them out. I mean, we're not going to read a whole lot from the Josephus, but we just want to extract this particular point of what it takes to even display these virtues, to put the virtues on display, to manifest compassion. All right? So it's page 122. Page 122, line 286. Get that line 286. So it's Josephus, book 4, chapter 8, paragraph 38, line 286, page 122. Read that.
Come, book 4, chapter 8, paragraph 38, line 286. For it is fit.
It is what?
For it is fit.
What does it mean? It is fit. When something is fit. When something is correct. When something is right. When something is suitable. Right? It says, for it is fit that what?
For it is fit that a man's own conscience.
It says, it's fit that a man's own what?
Conscience.
Go ahead.
which knows what he hath.
He says, when a man knows what he has, and when a man knows, say for example, a man know he got a good wife, or if a woman knows she got a good husband, or if you know you got a good friend, or if you know you're around good company, and the Most High has placed you around good people. It says, it is fit. It says, if a man have what?
That a man's own conscience, which knows what he hath,
Go ahead.
he
should do what?
in all cases,
Do what?
oblige him to do well.
To who? To the people around you.
Yeah.
What does it take to do anything good? What does it take to show and put any one of these virtues on display? You have to have a what? You have to have a conscience. You have to have a conscience. If you don't have a conscience, you can't oblige anybody. You can't treat anybody right. So before you can even have mercy, show pity, show compassion, have compassion, manifest compassion, be merciful to those that are miserable, think outside yourself, you have to have a what?
Conscience.
Got to have a conscience. So read that again.
For it is fit that a man's own conscience, which knows what he hath, should in all cases oblige him to do well.
It says it should compel, because to oblige means to compel. Meaning, I'm like, even if I don't want to, my conscience should tell me, hey man, this is right.
I gotta do this.
This is right. Oblige also means to constrain. It's almost like to force by morality. You're forced by morality to at least have some pity on somebody. To look at somebody suffering and say, man, I would like to, as much as I can, remove that from them or take that from them. Or to see the sickness in another person. You gotta, in order to even do that, you gotta have a conscience. And a conscience can do that. A conscience can oblige another person. It can compel you and constrain you and force you in a way to treat people a certain way. To treat people better than you actually want to treat them. Read.
Let this conscience be his witness.
It says your conscience should be what?
His witness.
Man, I know if I don't offer myself at this time, the Most High is watching me. The Most High is seeing me mistreat people around me. The Most High is watching me with this abusive nature. The Most High is witnessing people in need around me, and I choose to ignore them. He said this conscience does what?
Let this conscience be his witness and make him always act.
It says your conscience is supposed to be a driving force for your behavior. When we're talking about acting, you're talking about behavior.
Yeah.
Your conscience should dictate and be the driving force to your behavior. So if I'm going to show somebody forgiveness, long-suffering, patience, these are all virtues. Righteousness. I'm going to show the meekness. What should be driving me to do this? It should be in my conscience to want to do this, to want to expose myself and dispense myself to people's needs, to their suffering. He says it should always do what?
Let this conscience be his witness and make him always act so as may procure him commendation from others.
It says your conscience should always want to make you behave in a way that you receive commendation for others. What does that mean?
Good question.
What does that mean? Get that definition of commendation. Because if we don't know what it means, it'll go over our heads.
Commendation, 1828, Noah Webster Dictionary. It says the act of praise.
It says the act of what?
Praise.
So if my conscience is right, if my conscience is fit, if my conscience is sound, then it'll let me know that if I want to receive at least some praise, and not that we do things for praise, but give me some more definition so it's not just stuck on praise. Read on.
Favorable representation.
So if I want to represent myself in a favorable way to people, if I want to come off to people in a favorable way, what does that mean? That means if I don't want people to hate me, if I want people to look at me fairly, if I want people to look at me in a positive light, if I want to, I don't want to misrepresent myself. None of us should want to misrepresent ourselves. I don't want to misrepresent myself as an unbeliever, or that I don't have the love of Christ in me. So for that reason, I want to make sure that I operate with certain accommodations towards other people. And that accommodation means what? Favorable what?
Favorable representation in words.
So how I talk to people should let them know that they can look at me in a good light. How I deal with people, how I treat people should make them determine and say, man, this is a good person. I wouldn't want to do nothing harmful to this person. Or I don't want to make myself an enemy to this person. Or I can classify this person in a different category. Say it again.
That which presents a person or thing to another in a favorable light.
It says, I present myself or thing to another in what?
In a favorable light.
So in everybody's conscience, they should have the desire to want to be looked at by other people in the right way. I don't want to be misconfused. I don't want to be misunderstood. I don't want to be misclassified. Not that we're trying to man please. Having a good conscience is not about man pleasing. It's about just wanting people to look at you in a fair, upright manner.
A good reputation.
Right, a good reputation. It's not about man pleasing more than it is that I want people to look at me and how I look at the Most High and how I want to be seen. Finish that definition.
And renders worthy of regard.
It says it renders worthy of what?
And renders worthy of regard.
So the fruit of having a good conscience, it says it brings to me regard. What else?
Or acceptance.
And it brings to me what?
Acceptance.
So people, instead of rejecting me, my conscience should dictate my behavior to where I want people to what? Accept me. I don't want to be rejected by everybody around me.
Or avoided.
Or I don't want to be avoided by everybody around me.
That's another way to say it.
Yeah. The people see me, they run. You know, but they get out of Dodge. I don't want people to avoid me. I want people to accept me. Well, if you want to be acceptable in the eyes of people and have good regard towards people, then your conscience should be sound. It should be firm and clean and wholesome. Read on in that definition.
Respects.
Go ahead.
Message of love.
But good nature. Read that part said good nature.
Come. That which presents a thing or person or thing to another in a favorable light. Excuse me. Good nature.
It says good nature. So when you have a good conscience and you care about people accepting you or regarding you in a good light or looking at you in a positive way, it says so you what they're seeing in you is good nature. And that's what your conscience should always be driving you to deliver to people. I want people to see me as a good-natured person. Why is that important? It says good nature is what?
Good nature is the most godlike commendation
It
of a man.
says good nature is the most what?
Godlike commendation of a man.
It says good nature is the most godlike praise or respect or notice or regard or acceptance of what?
Of a man.
So that he said what the definition of commendation is he's showing you how good nature, that you want to be represented as a good-natured person. And if you can be represented as a good-natured person, then that's the closest godlike compatibility that we can possess and show. We're showing godlike attributes at this point. And we're going too fast. Okay, so before you can even show mercy, what is it necessary to have before you can show mercy?
Conscience.
A conscience. And what should a good conscience do?
Have a good nature.
It should show your good nature. And it's also what makes you respectable. And it's also what makes you acceptable. It's also what makes people look at you in a good light. So, but if I have no conscience, then I don't care about how people look at me. I don't give a damn if you hate me, love me. I don't care if you love me, like me. I don't care if you or accept me or don't accept me. I don't care if you try to avoid me or you want me around. I don't care. So if I don't care, do you think I care about showing mercy?
No.
Probably not. Probably not. Do you think I care about showing people patience?
Probably not.
Do you think I care about showing people long suffering and meekness and any other virtue, fortitude? I don't care. So if you have that I don't care mentality, you're not going to care about how you're being seen, how you attribute yourself to people. And it's very important that if you have a conscience, then you can care that, you know what, I owe these people. This is the least I can do to extend myself to show that I do care about my people. And this is what it takes to even have mercy. So he says good nature is what?
Good nature is the most godlike commendation of a man.
And he's showing that, and it also says that third definition says it's a message of what?
Message of love.
So having commendation, when you can have commendation towards your people, he said it also shows a message of what?
Love.
Love. So it shows you that even mercy, which is conscience driven, is a form of love. It's a form of love. But mercy is conscience driven. You can't, if you don't have a conscience, you're not going to care about doing people right. You're not going to care about helping people overcome their misery. You're not going to care about alleviating people's suffering.
Yeah.
You're not going to care if you don't have
It's
a
not gonna
conscience.
matter.
It's not going to matter to you at all.
I don't care if you see me as a kind person or not, or a giving person or not.
Right? Not at all. So let's go to, hold this, and let's go to Luke chapter 14, verse 1.
Huh.
You can let that go in Josephus. Hold on 1 second. Finish that. We didn't finish it.
Want to put a top?
No, just finish that last portion.
Let this conscience be his witness, and make him always act so as may procure him commendation from others.
Go ahead.
But let him chiefly have regard.
It said, but in order to even have mercy and have a conscience, you have to chiefly regard who?
But let him chiefly have regard to God,
Go ahead.
from whom no wicked man can lie, conceal.
It says no wicked man can lie what?
Conceal.
I can lie to man, I can lie to people. And I can say I have mercy. But who really knows if I have mercy or not?
Father.
The Most High knows. I can say I'm patient with people. But who really knows the truth? No, the Most High knows the truth. I can say to myself, I have all these attributes and these fortitude and virtues, but it doesn't matter if the Most High don't agree with it. So I have to put it on display because I want the Most High to see it first and foremost. All right.
So if you have these characteristics, it's indicative that you have the Most High in Christ in mind.
In mind. You should want to have the Most High in Christ in mind first and foremost, and then you want to be received as an acceptable person. You want to be received as a friendly person, a good-natured person. You want to be received as a person that has affection and love and kindness.
Of divine nature.
It's a divine nature to have that. So now let's go to Luke chapter 14, verse 4. Luke chapter 14, verse 1.
I'm
Luke chapter 14,
100.
verse 1 reads, And it came to pass, as he went into the house of one of the chief Pharisees to eat
Hey,
bread.
can you get rid of it? Go ahead.
And it came to pass, as he went into the house of the chief Pharisees to eat bread.
So now it came to pass that as Christ came where?
Went into the house of the chief Pharisees.
So now, here's a picture, and here's a scenario where Christ is about to go into the house of one of the head leading Pharisees, teachers, lawyers. Go ahead.
To eat bread on the Sabbath day.
And he went in the house of the chief Pharisee to do what?
To eat bread on the Sabbath day.
So he's coming to eat bread on the Sabbath day. Read on.
That they watched him.
It said, but they were doing what?
Watched him.
So they're watching Christ, right? They brought him in the house. They invited him to the house. This is a chief Pharisee. Brought him in the house, but to scope him out. They brought him in the house, invited him to dinner, but they're checking him.
Sounds like a setup.
Sound like a setup, man. They're just watching him. Read on.
Verse 2. And behold, there was a certain man before him which had the dropsy.
The dropsy is the paralysis. The dropsy is the paralysis. So there was a certain man that came to Christ that had the what?
Dropsy.
He had the paralysis. He was paralyzed somewhere. Read on.
Verse 3. And Yahushua answering spake unto the lawyers and Pharisees, saying.
But think about what Christ is doing. He says he's witnessing them. He knows that they're watching him. He's checking them out as they watch him. But he asked them a question. What does he ask them?
Yeah, and Yahushua answering spake unto the Pharisees, unto the lawyers and Pharisees, saying, Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath day?
Is it what?
Lawful to heal on the Sabbath day?
He said, is it lawful to heal on a what?
Sabbath day.
Why is he asking these questions?
Set up.
Hmm?
Set up to see, see if they can catch him violating the law.
He knows their intentions.
He can see their intentions?
Yeah, he perceives something in them.
Yeah.
That's why he's asking that question.
He asked him that question.
He had to feel like the urge of other people like watching over him, because you could like tell like you go in somebody's house and they're like skeptical of you.
Yeah.
It's like being on a delivery and you trying to do stuff on a delivery and they're like looking at you skeptical.
They follow you around. They follow you
If you gonna
around.
mess up, if you gonna hit their floor, or scratch their floors up.
Yeah.
It's that spirit that's in the room.
Yeah.
Skepticism.
And he saw them setting them up for the okie doke.
Yeah. He can see it. But they are watching him. They brought him in the house, but they're watching him. But here comes a man with the dropsy, and before he does what he does, he asks him a question. Is it what?
Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath day?
Go ahead.
Verse 4. And they held their peace, and he took him and healed him and let him go.
He said, and he took him and what?
Healed him and let him go.
So why did they hold their peace?
Because
A guilty conscience?
yeah,
I don't think they just answer.
To be honest, it was a good
They
act.
can be right or wrong.
Yeah. You know what? They'll convict themselves.
They incriminate others.
They incriminate themselves.
Right.
How would they incriminate themselves?
Because
by disagreeing.
Disagreeing on what? We quoted it earlier, but let's read it. In Luke chapter 6, verse 26.
Come. Luke chapter 6, verse 26.
36.
36 reads, Be ye therefore merciful.
This is an order. This is a commandment. Christ didn't say this is optional. He said this is a commandment. He said, be ye therefore what?
Merciful,
Go ahead.
as your Father also is merciful.
So he says we're supposed to carry the same level of mercy, which is kindness and the desire to alleviate somebody's suffering, and to heal them from them. We should carry the same level of mercy as the Most High has. We should have the same equivalent in mercy to the Father. But why is Christ hitting these Pharisees up as they're watching him, as they're scoping him out? Yes, sir.
and he knows it's really in their conscience, and they held their peace because they would put themselves in a position where they put their own conscience on display.
That's exactly what he's doing, and that's why he's asking him. He's trying to reveal the motive. How do you perceive your people? How do you perceive the sick? How do you look at the ones that are in need? Yes, sir.
That's crazy because, they're lawyers, so they understood this law. And they understood that if they spoken out of it, that they would incriminate themselves.
I'm not going to say they understood it. Understand it.
They didn't understand it, but
I'm not going to say they understand it. But as they're watching him, they're being watched.
Yeah, exactly.
As they're being skeptical and trying to get him caught up in his words and accuse him, they're being put on trial as well. So as I'm examining the nature of somebody else, the Most High is watching our nature. He's checking our nature out. And you know what Christ is showing? Why you asking that question?
Yeah.
To declare what it is, how you see this man. I want you to answer the question so you can declare how you look at your people. So it can be made known what you have in you. Do you have this good nature in you that we read about earlier? Do you have this commendation in you? Or do you have an ill nature in you? Is it lawful to heal this man? And he said nothing. Quiet.
He
Cricket.
didn't want to ask that one.
Nobody wanted to answer that one. There was a bunch
You
of them in
should
there.
though.
None of them wanted to answer it.
Like the Dwight Howard question
Yeah.
you posed the other day.
Yeah.
You can't. I don't
Yeah.
want to say it online.
The Dwight Howard was asked about his sexuality. He said, "Does it really matter?"
Yeah, yeah.
Why didn't he say yes or no?
He didn't ask the
You
question.
want to ask the question because people don't. Yes, sir.
Would it almost make it like a rhetorical question, like, do you think he deserves to be healed on the Sabbath?
Yeah,
Aside from that?
it's not rhetorical. He's giving them a chance to answer. He wants them to answer. But
Or
because
is it
but
like
if
their level of mercy, saying, did you feel that this man deserves to
Yes.
be healed today?
think about this too, when Mary was caught in the act of adultery, and they brought Mary to Christ and said, you know, this woman was caught in the very act of adultery. What should we do to her? He said, he that is without sin cast the first stone. Did he say go ahead and go with it? Or what was he attacking?
The conscience.
He said he was attacking their what? He was attacking their conscience. And it says that and one by one dropped the rocks and walked away till there was nobody there. You know what? You know what he made them do? Self-reflect. Self-reflect on what's in you. Because they're watching Christ on the Sabbath. Is he about to heal this? Is he about to heal this man?
Is he about to do some work?
Is he about to do some work? Man, we got him. I hope he do it because we got it. Well, all he asked was, is it right or is it wrong? You're the lawyers. You're the one that's supposed to be standing up for righteousness. You're supposed to put righteousness on display. Yes, sir.
And they've been able to conceal their true nature this whole time until Christ came on the scene.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And nobody can see what's in them.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What they're showing to me is that they're in the purse of the Romans. The Romans are in control of them. They're not supposed to do for the people actually.
They are. They're supposed to do right for the people. Now the Romans, the beauty of the Romans is the Romans just want their taxes. You rule your people
How you want to do it?
how you rule your people. That's why they set up tetrarchs and they set up a hierarchy, and they let the Pharisees rule Jerusalem and Judea. But as long as you pay your taxes, that's all they care about.
They want their bread.
Just pay your taxes. But they did a lot. But as far as certain things, like putting a man to death, they needed Roman approval. And that's why they had to go to Pilate, the governor, in order to get the Roman approval to put Christ to death. Certain things require Roman approval. Certain things, they don't really care what you believe in your religion. All right? But what Christ is doing, he's analyzing the mindset of these Pharisees by asking them, is it right? This man got the dropsy. This man has a paralysis. Is it right to heal him? And they said what?
It says, "Be therefore merciful, as your Father also is merciful."
That's in Luke, right? Let's go back to the verse, though. So what he's showing you is he's checking their level of mercy. Do you have mercy in you like the Father's? Do you have the same level of mercy that the Father has? So now let's go back to Luke 14 and read verse 5.
Come, Luke chapter 14, verse 5 reads, "And answered them, saying, Which of you shall have an ass or an ox fallen into a pit, and will not straightway pull them out on the Sabbath day?"
This is a very good statement because everybody can relate to this. They all had livestock.
Well, what he's doing, yes, they can relate. Go ahead.
No, the
Yeah, you're
point
right.
is, because this is a very practical question. He's saying that everybody can relate to. Listen, back then you had to have livestock to survive. You had to have animals to sacrifice. That's a Jew thing. You had to have animals to sacrifice. You had to have oxen, cattle, whatever is necessary. So this will be a situation that everybody can experience, or has experienced, or has done. This is a common thing.
What he's doing, because they didn't respond to his question. They didn't answer his question.
Mhm.
Shall we heal this man on the Sabbath? They didn't answer.
Yeah.
So what Christ is doing is saying, if you don't have the same level of mercy that he commanded, because remember, Christ said, be ye merciful as your Father in heaven is merciful. If you don't have God's level of mercy, Yahweh's level of mercy, that's fine. But can you at least put yourself in somebody else's shoes? This is the minimum. We know what the maximum is. The maximum of mercy is to have the same level of mercy as the Most High. But if that's too hard to fetch, and if that's too hard to acquire and possess, can I at least, as a minimum, put myself in another man's shoes? That's why Christ responded like this. Read that again.
Come. Luke chapter 14, verse 5 reads, and answered them, saying, which of you shall have an ass or an ox?
That's why he's asking them. Which one of you will have an ass or an ox? Read on.
Fallen into a pit.
And one of your possessions, something that's valuable to you, something that you own, and it falls into a pit that you need. Read.
And will not straightway pull him out on the Sabbath day?
And will you not get him out on the Sabbath? As a minimum, can you at least put yourself in that man's shoes? If you can't share the Lord's level of mercy, can you at least think like somebody else in their situation? As a minimum. That's the least that we can do. If we all don't have God's level of mercy, and that's fine. But can we consider one another? Can I consider how you feel? Can I consider what ails you? Can I consider what hurts you? Can I consider your depression, your scenario? Can I consider your sickness? Can I consider your disease? Can I consider your upbringing? Or the fact that you may not be as quick on the draw and you have some handicaps? Can I not consider you? As a minimum, we should have at least enough mercy to put ourselves in somebody else's position. As a minimum. Yes, sir.
Man, that's even going back to the basics. Like, do unto others as you want to be done unto you.
Come.
And if it's your ox, wouldn't you be merciful to yourself and pull it out on the Sabbath?
And that's why this is not even the most we could do. It's the least you could do.
But you know what's funny? If you benefit from it, all of a sudden you're merciful because you're benefiting.
Yeah.
It's your ox.
Yeah.
So I might as well be merciful. Are you only merciful when you get something? But if you can't get nothing from this person, they have nothing to offer you, then why be merciful?
There's no,
Is that the case?
There's no need. And let's go to Ecclesiastes, chapter 18, verse 13. Because we're talking about the minimum.
The minimum.
The minimum.
The least you can do.
The least that you can do if you don't have God's level of mercy in your bones.
And you do the least, at least to your neighbor, right?
Right.
Somebody that you know.
We should. What Christ is saying, can you at least have the capacity to share in somebody's misery and look from their view and from their eyes, look at the situation, look at their suffering from their position. Ecclesiastes 18 and 13.
Ecclesiastes chapter 18 and verse 13. The mercy of man is toward his neighbor.
So what is the minimum?
Mercy towards your neighbor.
At least can you do that? Can we? This is why the scripture is relegating. At least have this capability. At least have enough mercy that can be extended to your neighbor, like Christ is showing the Pharisees. If you had an ox, if you had a sheep and it fell, wouldn't you want to get it? If it was, does it matter if it was the Sabbath or not? You wouldn't hesitate.
Yeah.
Can you at least have enough mercy, at least to your neighbor? We know what the commandment is, to have the same level of mercy as the Most High. Read on.
The mercy of man is toward his neighbor.
Go ahead.
But the mercy of the Lord.
Because to have the mercy of the Lord, it may be too difficult for us. What kind of mercy does the Most High have?
The mercy of the Lord is upon all flesh.
It says the Most High considers every single being.
The greatest. He's the greatest.
So when you're talking about all flesh, you're talking about every sheep, every goat, every bird, every orangutan, every monkey, every snail, every fish, every insect.
All his creation.
All his creation. He obviously, the Most High far excels our mercy. It says the Most High's mercy is upon what?
All flesh.
It said upon all flesh. That means every creature that he created, he's considering them. Whether they're far or near. Whether they're inside or out of sight. Whether they're hanging off a cliff or they're in the deep level of ocean, at the bottom of the ocean. He's considering them. That's why he's saying that there is a stark contrast between our mercy and the Most High's level of mercy. There is a difference. There's a distinguishing difference. So, let me put my hands down. I'm messing with the camera. So he said, the mercy of the Most High, go ahead.
Is upon all flesh.
Go ahead.
He reproveth.
Go ahead.
And nurtureth.
Go ahead.
And teacheth.
Go ahead.
And bringeth again.
Go ahead.
As a shepherd his flock.
And the Most High looks at mankind as his what? As a shepherd his what?
His flock.
So when Christ is asking these disciples, if you had an ox, if you had a sheep, and it fell in a ditch on the Sabbath, wouldn't you get it out? Because it's yours. Well, guess what? This man with the dropsy is whose?
Lord.
That's the Most High's flock. That's the Most High's sheep. That's the Most High's animal. So if you can't see at least that the importance of this man, at least put yourself in his shoes. But that doesn't mean that the Most High don't see this man as important. The Most High see his creatures and his creation as his sheep, his flock. We just don't. Problem is, we just don't believe that. We don't see that. That's why even just having mercy to your neighbor, that's enough in itself to keep man busy.
Yeah. His hands is occupied off that alone.
That alone is very hard. It's very troublesome. It's very hard. It's very difficult for us to just have mercy to each other. Can we at least have mercy? That's not even what Christ demanded. Christ commanded that we be merciful as the Most High is merciful. And we know the Most High's mercy far excels ours. He considers everybody and everything. Can we at least consider our neighbor? And that's what the exercise was. When Christ was asking those Pharisees, should this man be healed on the Sabbath? That's what the exercise was all about. Can you have compassion on your neighbor? Can you put yourself in his shoes? A lot of people can't do that because a lot of people don't have a conscience. A lot of people don't care enough. A lot of people they're short in mercy. So let's go to back to Luke. Read chapter 6, verse 6.
Come. Luke chapter 14, verse 6 reads.
Luke chapter 6, verse 6.
Oh, Luke. Okay, Luke chapter. Next verse.
Okay. Same book. Let me get it.
Luke 6 and 6.
Luke 6 and 6. And it came to pass also on another Sabbath.
And here's another situation. He said it came to pass on another Sabbath. Read.
That he entered into the synagogue and taught.
He said but this time he wasn't in the Pharisee's house. He was in the what?
In the synagogue.
So in one scenario, he was invited to eat bread at the Pharisee's house. They were scoping him out the whole time. And the man with the dropsy came. And he asked, is it lawful? He was examining their what? Their intentions. But more so their intentions, their ability to show mercy. Remember that mercy's definition is goodwill towards the miserable. Do you have the ability to show goodwill and kindness to the miserable? with a desire to help them, pull them out of it. He said this is another scenario where he's in a synagogue. Go ahead.
That he entered into the synagogue and taught, and there was a man whose right hand was withered.
Go ahead.
And the scribes and Pharisees watched him.
And again, they're peeping him. They're watching him. Go ahead.
Whether he would heal on the Sabbath day, that they might find an accusation against him.
It said because they were looking for something wrong in him. They're looking to accuse him. They're looking to make him guilty. They're looking to incriminate him. It says they're looking for a reason to put him to death or find fault in him. Read.
Verse 8. But he knew their thoughts.
It said what?
But he knew their thoughts.
Go ahead.
And said to the man which had the withered hand, Rise up and stand forth in the midst.
But he said, he put this man on display. He told this man with the withered hand, I want you to stand up and rise up in front of the whole synagogue. In front of the whole congregation. Read.
And he arose and stood forth. Then said Yahushua unto them, I will ask you one thing.
He said, I'm going to ask you one thing. Now, I got one question for everybody. Everybody, the whole synagogue. This is in front of the whole synagogue. I got one question for everybody. Read on.
I will ask you one thing. Is it lawful on the Sabbath days to do good or to do evil?
He said, which one is better? Which one is lawful? To do good or to do what?
Evil.
Why is he drilling these questions to these Pharisees and these scribes?
Same thing. To check their conscience, see where they are.
Yes, sir. Yep.
They had the wrong way of looking at the Sabbath.
They had the wrong way of looking at the Sabbath?
He's exposing their pride and lack of compassion and consideration towards another human being or towards another person. Really.
That's what he's doing. All that is important, because the reason why Christ is putting these Pharisees and these scribes on blast is it because he knows what they're missing. Go to Matthew chapter 23 and read verse 1.
We're going to go back there.
We're going to come right back.
Got it.
Matthew chapter 23, verse 1. Then spake Yahushua to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat.
Go ahead.
All therefore, whatsoever they bid you, observe. That observe and do.
He says the scribes and Pharisees sit in whose seat?
Moses' seat.
And what was Moses classified as?
Prophet. Lawgiver.
He was a lawgiver. He was a prophet. He was a leader. The Josephus called him the conductor. So Moses was a form of a Messiah to the children of Israel, pulling them out of Egypt. And so he says, at this point, it's the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the scribes. They're the ones that sit in that seat of authority. They sit in the highest position of authority. He says, so Christ says, all that they tell you to do what?
All therefore, whatsoever they bid you, observe. That observe and do.
Read.
But do not ye after their works.
It says, but Christ knew that there was something wrong with their what?
Their works.
He says what they tell you to do is from the law. They're reading from the scriptures. So do what they tell you to do, but don't follow after their what?
Their works.
Their works. There's something missing in their works. They're missing something. They're lacking something. What does Christ know that they're lacking? We're not going to read the whole chapter. Just jump straight to the point. Jump down to verse 23.
Verse 23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites.
He says, he called them what?
Hypocrites.
He said they're play actors. Read on.
For ye pay tithe of mint and anise.
He says you pay tithes of mint and anise, which is very little. Something not very valuable at all. Go ahead.
And cumin.
Go ahead.
And have omitted the weightier matters.
He says, but what you lack, what you omit, what you don't possess, what you don't think that's very important, what you don't hold dear to your heart, what you do not have a conscience of, what you don't care about is what?
And have omitted the weightier matter.
You don't care about the things that are really important to the Most High. This is why Christ is asking these questions, because he knows exactly what they're missing. They're missing what's important to the Lord.
That conscious.
That conscious that does what? What are they missing? He says the weightier. What are the weightier matters? Read on.
And have omitted the weightier matters of the law.
Such as what?
Judgment.
So judgment. They don't know how to look at people the right way. And what else?
Mercy.
And they don't have no what?
Mercy.
And what was that definition of mercy? Karai, you here, you read it. What's the definition of mercy? He says these are the things that are critical. You just can't be spitting verses and not have no what?
Mercy.
And no judgment, no mercy. What good is all the verses?
True.
If you don't possess the things that are most important behind the verses.
That's true.
There's things that hold better weight, more weight, that are more important to the Father than just spitting, quoting verses and telling people how evil they are. What are the weightier matters? He says judgment and what else?
Mercy.
And what's mercy, correct?
God, mercy. Pity. Compassion.
You have no pity. You have no compassion. What else?
God. It says compassion manifested toward a person in distress.
You don't know how to have a desire to alleviate. You have no desire to alleviate a person out of their what? Out of their distress.
But you got the Sabbath good.
But you got verses. You got Bible verses. You got information. You got the Sabbath. You got laws. But you could care less about what condition people are in.
That's crazy.
To the Most High, that's more important.
Kind of like those bad mayors out. They'll talk to everybody in the city. They'll talk about, the budget and, projects they got going in the city. They don't give a damn about the people, how they live though. People be living like third world conditions almost. Or they be in poverty and they be living a harsh life where their lives are in danger. And they don't really, they never address what their issues are.
Mm-hmm.
It's just always about the construction, the new building, the budget, everything but what people are really dealing with.
Yeah, it's like it's not about rehabilitation.
Nope.
It's not about rehabs.
Nope.
It's not about reducing the incarceration rate.
Nope.
It's not about free medical and Medicaid and free programs for displaced people. It's not about environmental protection.
No.
And putting sewer. It was here in San Antonio. Over at and I know you can speak on this, Stan. Over in Camelot, the city neglected Camelot. Camelot is a part of San Antonio. It's not outside the city limits. Maybe 50 years ago it was outside the city limits, but Camelot is a part of San Antonio, and the city just stopped picking up trash over there.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And so it wasn't until hundreds of rats started accumulating because the people had no choice but to dump their garbage in the alleys. And then they had a huge rat problem and a rat infestation and rodent problem. And then the people had no choice but to just take your trash and throw it behind your house in the alley. Trash wasn't coming. City just said, this is per capita, it's one of the lowest income rates of the city. And a rapper had to get on the news and do a rap and then start doing a fundraiser and start taking gloves and localizing the population of the community and inspiring the community to come put gloves on and start picking up trash, and he invited the news out. Then once the news came out and saw that a rapper had to pick trash up, a well-known rapper in the community, you might even know who he is, Stan. But then it got headway, and then the city said we're going to go ahead and start picking the trash back up.
Was that Big Homie Association?
I don't know.
Maybe it was them. So I think that they went out and they started picking up the trash. And then
Okay,
they
let's say
start
it's Big
feeding
Homie
you
Association.
Big Homie Association.
Somebody had to be the Big Homie. Somebody had to be the Big Homie and go pick the trash up. But it was years ago. But I don't forget it because that's how anybody can be forgotten about. How you seventh largest city in America with one of the best economies? Texas has one of the best economies, and you fluctuate between Houston and Dallas and Austin for top 10 cities that are on the verge of growth and increase. But yet you have a whole community that's full of rats because the city don't want to pick their trash up no more.
And they put cameras up to catch you dumping.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
And won't cut the grass in the field so people's food get ate up.
Yeah. So it's but this is what Christ is looking at the leadership. You got laws, you have books, you have scriptures, but that really is not that important to the Most High. More so than what? It's not that it's not important. It's not as important. That's why he says there's weightier matters. There's things that are heavier that count more to the Most High, such as what? Judgment and what else?
Mercy.
Mercy. And you had that definition. Correct? Finish that.
It says pity, compassion manifested towards a person in distress.
Go ahead.
It says mildness or tenderness of heart, which disposes a person to overlook injuries or to treat an offender better than he deserves.
So what did the Pharisees lack?
Mercy.
The weightier matters, which is virtue.
There's a virtue, which is I'm gonna be tender-hearted and kind to a person that I don't really have to be kind to. I don't really have to be kind to him, but I will because I care about this individual. At minimum, I'll at least extend mercy to my neighbor. At a minimum. Christ said the Pharisees don't even do that.
And he said that they sit in Moses' seat. Moses had to deal with the weightier matters. And he got this advice from his father-in-law, Ruel, right?
His father-in-law, Jethro.
Jethro, right? So he said, give the other matters to the other officers, and you handle the weightier matters. And he needed compassion and judgment, righteous judgment, to handle those weightier matters.
God, absolutely. That's a great point. Finish that, Kariah.
God. It says to be or to lie at the mercy of, to have no means of self-defense, but to be dependent for safety on the mercy or compassion of another.
He said, so the people that depended on the safety and compassion of another, which were the Pharisees, wouldn't give it. They just didn't have it in them. Now finish that verse 23.
Come. Matthew 23 and 23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you pay tithe of mint and anise.
You act like you're following the law because you pay tithes, but really your tithes are really worth little. Even your tithes is worth little. You really give the Most High little. Read on.
And have omitted the weightier matters of the law.
Go ahead.
Judgment.
Go
mercy.
ahead. Go ahead.
And faith.
And faith. Read on.
These ought ye to have done.
It says you should occupy yourself with judgment, mercy, and faith. These things are more important with the Most High than what? Read.
These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone.
He said, but you're leaving judgment, mercy, and faith undone. You give the Most High crumbs in the position of authority, but you're lacking. You should have a desire to have oversight and look at the Most High's flock like sheep. I should have compassion on them. So what he's showing is that this is why Christ is angling his questions to the Pharisees and the scribes the way he is. Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath? Go back to Luke chapter 6. Mawala, you had it, right? I'm sorry, you had it. Luke chapter 6. Now read that again, Ahmad.
God, Luke chapter 6, back at 8.
Let's
9.
read, read verse 8.
God, verse 8. Luke 6 and 8. But he knew their thoughts.
He said, but he knew their thoughts because Christ knows what the Pharisees are missing. Christ knows what the scribes are missing. They're missing mercy. That's what they're missing. And that's why he's putting them on the spot by asking these questions. Read.
But he knew their thoughts, and said to the man which had the withered hand, Rise up, and stand forth in the midst. And he arose and stood forth. Then said Yahushua unto them, I will ask you one thing. Is it lawful on the Sabbath days to do good?
Go ahead.
Or to do evil?
Go ahead.
To save life? Or to destroy it?
He said, what's better? To do good or to do evil? To save life or destroy it? So he's really going at the consciousness of the Pharisees and the scribes based on how they view this man. Which one do you prefer? He's really making them answer a question that they had no idea that they were being put on the spot for. Expose themselves. Yes, sir.
So he's asking him, so what do you think this man deserves?
Yes.
Does he deserve to continue suffering, or does he deserve to be healed today?
Or which would you rather do? To save him or destroy him?
Turn the blind eye.
Yeah. What's in your heart?
Yep.
What's in your wallet? So, yeah, ain't capital one, that's for sure. Capital punishment, if anything.
Yeah.
So, read on.
Verse 10. And looking round about upon them all, and he said unto the man, Stretch forth thy hand. And he did so. And his hand was restored whole as the other.
Stop. Stop. We're going to come back to this later on. Hold this. And go to Matthew chapter 19, verse 13. Because what Christ is putting on display is that mercy is heavily dispensed and distributed like any other virtue, and it's based on perspective. We're going to explain. Go to Matthew chapter 19, verse 13.
Matthew chapter 19 and verse 13. Then were there brought unto him little children.
It says there was brought to Christ what?
Little children.
So the people brought little children to Christ. Go ahead.
That he should put his hands on them.
And so the people brought the little kids so Christ could bless the kids. So he could put a blessing on the children. He could anoint the children. Read.
And pray.
And do what for the children?
And pray.
And pray for the kids. Right? Is that a bad thing?
No.
Is that not a good thing? Go ahead.
And the disciples rebuked them.
It said, but the disciples, Christ's own disciples did what?
Rebuked them.
Why would his own disciples rebuke the people from bringing their kids to get a blessing on their head and to get prayed upon? To get some prayers in there for their direction. Why would his own disciples?
They know the program.
Come on, bro.
They got time for these kids.
Say it again.
They ain't got time for these
Say it one more time.
We ain't got time for these kids right now.
We ain't got time for these kids. Get this little noose and little rugrats. Little knuckleheads. Go do something. Get out. Be gone. Go do something with yourself. Go find something to play with. But why is that such a problem for Christ's own disciples? Why is that such a big? That should be nothing to want to bring some kids and include the children that they may be blessed and that they have prayers distributed to them. Damn, his own disciples are like, man, get these kids out of here. Read on.
Verse 14. But Yahushua said, suffer little children.
They said, do what?
Suffer little children.
Tolerate these children. You know what a lot of people don't want to do? Tolerate their kids.
Man. It's real.
A lot of people don't want to tolerate their own children. A lot of them don't have the patience for their own kids. A lot of people want to quit on their own children. A lot of people are not geared in the mind frame of suffering their own children, let alone these little children. These are kids, man. What did they do wrong? These are babies. These are babies. What wrong did these babies do to not get a prayer and a blessing on their head? How can somebody not see the innocence of a child and want the best for a child? You don't if you don't have what?
Compassion.
You don't have no compassion if you don't have no what?
Mercy.
If you don't have no mercy, even if they are children, you won't have patience for them.
Let's know empathy.
You won't have pity on them. You won't see the good in them, even if they are children and innocent. So what we're showing here is mercy has a lot to do with your perspective. What did Christ say? Read on.
God. Suffer little children.
Go ahead.
And forbid them not to come unto me.
Wow.
For of such.
He said, don't stop them from coming to me. He says, because what you don't understand, what you may not see, what you may not know, is that these little babies, these little children, these little innocent ones, the little ones, these little ones, read.
For of such is the kingdom of heaven.
Don't you know that the kingdom of heaven is going to be made up of these same innocent ones? Don't you know that this is the kind of spirit that the Most High wants around him in the kingdom of heaven? Is these innocent little children? Loving children? Not no hard-hearted adults. Not no empathy lacking adults. Not no ill-natured men and women. That's not going to be made. The kingdom of heaven is not going to be made up of ill-natured people.
It's not going to be. It's a strong statement.
And part of the process of mercy is to nurture and to teach, not just to only forgive and have compassion. It's to nurture and to teach. That's what Christ is doing for these kids.
Read Ecclesiastes 18 and 13 one more time. I like what you said.
God.
We read it earlier.
Yeah, 18 and 13.
Go ahead.
God. Ecclesiastes 18 and 13. The mercy of man is toward his neighbor.
Read.
But the mercy of the Lord is upon all flesh.
Read on. Even children. Read on.
He reproveth.
It said, but a lot of times people, especially parents, they're one-dimensional. They only have enough strength or have enough desire or enough compassion to do what? To reprove, to tear down.
Yeah.
Our people are known or notorious for being quick to tear down somebody, especially their kids. Tear them down with words. You ain't gonna be nothing. You just like your father.
You look like your father.
You look like your father. You walk like your father. Or you weak like your mother. You cry too much like your mama. Or whatever. One thing that man lacks, they know how to tear down. Man knows how to tear down. He can tear down his own kids. Not see the good in them. He said, but the Most High has enough mercy. His mercy extends to all flesh. And he doesn't go as far as just reproving or correcting. Reproving is also mild correction. It's not cussing somebody out.
Yeah.
Or wishing the worst on somebody. Or talking down on somebody. He said, but the Most High reproves, and what else?
He says, reprove and nurtureth and teacheth.
He said, hey, you reprove and nurture, like Amiate just said. And do what?
Teacheth.
Some of us don't have enough mercy to do what? To reprove, to nurture, which means to feed, and to teach. All we got enough mercy is to do is yell, and to cuss, and to talk down upon, and to rip apart, and to slander. Yes, sir.
Like Michael Jordan did his own son.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple classes ago.
Yeah.
All we have enough in us to do is to see what's wrong in people, to see what's wrong in the children, not to feed them, nourish them, not to teach them, correct them the right way.
Yeah.
What else?
and bringeth again.
And to raise them out of that ignorant state that they're in. Okay, if a child is ignorant, why just talk about the fact that they're ignorant? Why not help them? Why not teach them? Why make fun of the fact that they don't know no better? Look at your stupid ass.
That's what you get.
Yeah, see? You don't listen.
That's what you get.
Mm-hmm.
But we got enough. We have enough mercy to really just rip apart children, but not enough to get them out of their ignorant state. We know the scriptures say foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it away. But what about the teaching? What about the patience to instruct, so that you can modify the child's behavior over time? So, but Christ's own disciples are short on mercy. His own disciples really are like, man, get these damn kids out of here. Read it again.
They said
Matthew chapter 19 and verse 13. Then were there brought unto him little children,
Go ahead.
that he should put his hands on them and pray. And the disciples rebuked them.
They said, and the disciples rebuked the people. Get y'all kids out of here. Get your kids from around Christ.
Get them out of there.
Back up. Come on,
they had
man.
a lot of energy out.
Come on, man. Yeah, man, come on. What is going on? Yeah. Come on, man. These are children. Read on, but finish that, man. Get to the point. I'm sorry.
Verse 14. But Yahushua said, suffer little children.
Can you tolerate little children? A lot of us don't have enough mercy to, let alone our neighbor. We ain't even got enough mercy to tolerate kids. Shame. It's a shame. Because we don't realize what they mean. That's why Christ said what?
Suffer little children, and forbid them not to come unto me, for of such is the kingdom of heaven.
He said, don't you know that the kingdom of heaven is going to be made up of these innocent children? These innocent spirits and innocent souls? Not these hard-hearted, unmerciful individuals. That will not be made up in the kingdom of heaven. That will not be tolerated in the kingdom of heaven. Ill-natured, unmerciful, no compassion, hard-hearted. That's not tolerated. But those that are tender-hearted, like these children. So what he's showing is that mercy is dispensed and has a lot to do with perspective. It's how you see people. How you see people is how you treat people. If you see them as just little pesky little kids, then that's how you're going to treat them. If you see your own children as troublesome, as bothersome, as an inconvenience, then you're not going to tolerate them, let alone nourish them, let alone feed them, let alone teach them, let alone, all you do is correct or reprove in a harsh manner. It says, fathers, provoke not your children lest they be what? Discouraged.
Yeah.
A lot of time we could just rob the courage. We know how to rob the courage out of children. Break their confidence. But we can't build them up. Because you know what it takes to build up the children? The same level of mercy that the Most High has over all flesh. It takes mercy to build somebody up. Yes, sir.
The child rearing also means to elevate.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. To nourish means to feed in a moral sense, not just feed in a physical sense. Yeah, but you had another sad case. You had a Judite couple. Either the baby was 8 days old or 8 weeks old, and they brought the baby to the hospital, saying that the baby fell out the stroller. This is just, you can look this up. They said the baby fell out the stroller. And then as they looked at the baby, they found signs of malnourishment, starvation. Then they saw burns on the child and wounds on the child. You don't get burns for falling out. You don't get burns for falling out of stroller. You don't get starvation signs for falling out of stroller. So they went ahead and arrested them parents, got both of them. Because a lot of times it's sad. I hate even talking about it. What that baby do? To get cigarette burns. What the baby do to get malnourished? What the baby do to get beat to death? Because he's showing you that in people lack something very critical, very important to the Most High. People don't know how to look at people. You treat people how you look at them. So if you have a low estimation of people, you're going to treat them low. Mercy has a lot to do with perspective. A lot to do with perspective. And we're going to prove it. Go to Romans chapter 14, verse 10. Go to Romans chapter 14, verse 10.
Romans chapter 14, verse 10 reads, But why doest thou judge thy brother?
Go ahead.
Or why doest thou sit at naught, or thy brother?
It said, read that again.
But why doest thou judge thy brother?
It said, but why doest thou what?
Judge thy brother.
Why doest thou judge thy brother? Why you look at people a certain way? He's going to explain something. When we judge our brothers, when we have a particular perspective about each other, what are we doing? Read on.
Or why doest thou sit at naught?
Stop. He said when we judge each other, the problem with looking at people, analyzing people, is you set them at what?
Naught.
Get that definition of not. What does it mean to set people at not? And it probably says N-O-U-G-H-T, but the actual definition is N-A-U-G-H-T. Yeah, like naughty. Like so, it says, why do we set at not? He says, so when we judge people, when we look at people, we usually look at them in a certain way. So look at that. Get that definition of the word not.
Not. It says bad.
Whoa. It says when we judge people, what does the Bible know about our judgment? We look at people in a what way?
Bad way.
We don't judge people to see what's good about them. We look at people based upon what we see that's what? Bad about them. We don't possess enough of the ability to have the right perspective to see the good in people. That's why we short on mercy. Because when I see people, I see what? I see bad. I see bad people. Not dead people. They might be dead to me though, but they're bad. They're bad. I see bad. I see the worst in people. So this is the problem when you look at people. If you don't have mercy in your heart, you only see the what? You only see the bad in them. What else?
It says worthless.
Oh, and I look at people as what?
Worthless.
What does that mean? No value. So, of course, I can see the bad in people when I don't think they have value, when I don't think they have worth. Of course, I'm going to look at people in a bad light. None of us have mastered the ability to look at each other and say, man, I can see the good in that person. That's a good brother. That's a good sister. That's a good husband. That's a good wife. That's a good friend. We don't operate like that. That's a good person. That's a good coach. That's a good teacher. That's a good neighbor. That's a good co-worker. That's a good friend. No. We don't do this. We have mastered the ability to look at people and see, can't trust it. Man.
No way.
No. Keep my distance. Yeah. Keep my distance. Okay, mind my business. Mind my business. Stay out the way. Yeah. That's we say stuff like I'm gonna stay out the way. What does that mean? I'm gonna stay out the way. You can't see the good in nobody? I'm gonna just stay in my lane. Mind my own business. So that means you can't see, ain't nobody worth talking to, befriending? There's no good individuals in the world, no good. Yes. It's just me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
It's just me, myself, and I. That's trip. Trust no one. Roll solo.
Yeah. One deep.
One deep. Till I die.
Or no new friends.
No new friends, man. No new friends. Come on, man. Get out of here. You know, there's nobody good. Of course, there's nobody good because we don't see nobody good. We don't see the good in people. That's why you can't have mercy on people that you don't see the good in them. Why would you? How can you? How can you have mercy on people that you think are worthless? Not worth your time, not worth your energy, not worth your sacrifices, not worth your investment? Of course. Why would you stick your neck out for somebody you don't see the value in? Why would you be patient for somebody that you don't think is worth being patient for? How would you suffer somebody? Like Christ said, suffer the little ones. Why would you suffer anybody when you don't see the good in them? You're not going to suffer nobody. You're not going to tolerate nobody when you don't see the good in them. That's why it says, that's why judgment is so dangerous. That's why it says, judge not. He said, because when you start picking people apart, all you see is what's bad, what's worthless. What else?
It says bad, worthless, of no value.
Of what?
Of no value.
Damn, this person got what?
No value.
This person got zero value in my life. Goose egg. Goose egg, man. Zero value.
I believe it too, because it's hard to have mercy while you don't see what kind of gift from this person. I'm wasting my time.
Person ain't got nothing to offer me.
Yeah. For what?
So that's why judgment, it should be kept far away from us. Because we don't have the right perspective. You can't extend something that you don't have. You can't extend mercy if you don't possess mercy. And in order to possess mercy, you have to have a good conscience. And you got to fear the Most High, number one. And you got to want to be accepted by the Most High in Christ. You want to be acceptable by people. And you want to be able to do right and alleviate the sufferings of your neighbors and the people around you. You want to see people come out of their miserable state or out of their ignorance. So what he's explaining is that all these virtues can only be distributed if you know how to look at people. If you can have the right perspective. Because otherwise, everybody's going to be worthless. That's how we know that mercy has a lot to do with perspective. You're not going to give it to somebody you think don't deserve it. Because they don't have no value. Finish that in Romans.
Come. Romans chapter 14, verse 10 reads from the top. But why doest thou judge thy brother? Or why doest thou say and not?
Why do you give your brother or sister a big zero for value? $0. Why you give it to him? Read on.
At thy brother, for we shall all stand before the judgment seat.
Don't you know that you're also going to be judged? Your value is also going to be determined. Your worth is also going to be determined. You're not alone in this judgment. Just like you estimate people and equivalent them to being nothing and not worth your time and your energy and your sacrifices, the Most High going to see about you too. He'll judge you the same way. That's why he says, judge not, lest ye be judged. By the same measure that ye judge, ye shall be judged. So when you look at people as not being worth your time and worth mercy and worth long-suffering and worth patience, I ain't got no time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, the Most High going to look at you the same way. Ain't nobody got time for you. Nobody got time. Nobody got energy for you. Finish that.
Before the judgments.
I want the adjective of that. Not Kariah.
Adjective. Yeah, that was it.
Read it again then. We didn't finish it.
It says, bad, worthless, of no value or account.
It says of no value or what?
Account.
It says there's no value or I can't even take this person in account of caring enough about this person.
It says in no degree.
In no degree, bro. I mean, I cannot consider you at all. How can I show you mercy if I don't even account for you? I don't account for you as a person. That's important to me. You're not important to me. You're not important enough to me to have mercy, to show mercy to you. You know how dangerous that is?
It's like a car. A car can depreciate. People depreciate in your eyes. That's why you can't value them, because you don't appreciate them.
That's why I can't show them no mercy. There's no investment. There's no desire to want to see you come out of your suffering. Because you know what? You made your bed, lie in it. I could easily say that. It's your fault you're ignorant. I could easily say that. You're in a situation that you brought yourself into. I could easily say that. I can say that because I have no desire to remove you from it, because I don't want to do what's necessary to take you out of it. I don't want to put the necessary investment forth to help you come out of your ignorance or out of your miserable state. That's why Christ kept asking the Pharisees the same thing. Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath? Showing both. You're looking at the Sabbath wrong, but also, how do you look at your people? Are they worth enough to be healed on the Sabbath? Are they worth enough to be saved? To do good for? Can you at least put yourself in another person's shoes? If you had an ox, wouldn't you want to get your ox? Well, guess what? These are the Most High's ox. These are the Most High's sheep. Can you consider them the same way you would consider your own? That's what he's explaining. So, that was Romans chapter 14, verse what?
10.
10. Read verse 11.
Verse 11. For it is written, as I live, saith the Lord.
Go ahead.
Every knee shall bow to me.
Go ahead.
And every tongue shall confess unto the Most High.
So yeah, when you had opportunity to show mercy and compassion, the Most High is going to ask us the same thing. Was this person not worth your sacrifices? Was this person not worth your mercy? Was this person not worth your patience? Could you not suffer this person any longer? The same questions are going to be asked to us that Christ is asking the Pharisees. Same questions are going to be asked to us. But when you have a person, you're in the midst of those that cannot show mercy. There is warnings in the Bible, warning signs to be able to see what life is going to be like when you are amongst the unmerciful. Go to James chapter 3, verse 16.
James chapter 3, verse 16. For where envy and strife is...
And so if you're around somebody that's jealous of you or envious of you, or if you're around somebody that likes to argue, like to debate, read.
For where envy and strife is, there is confusion.
He said there's what?
There is confusion.
And what else?
And every evil work.
And every evil work. I like what the ESV said about this particular verse. The ESV says, for where jealousy and selfish ambition exist.
Good stuff.
It says, for where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there will be disorder in every vile practice. Showing you that if you're around a person that only considers themselves or is jealous of you, wants to acquire what you possess, he says that there will be disorder in every vile practice. That means that you can't expect mercy from a person that only possesses selfish ambitions. They can only see what's important to them. And if you're around a person that can only see what's important to them and their ambition is all that matters, then don't expect mercy from these individuals. Or if you're around a person that's envious of you, don't expect mercy from this individual. There will be none. But there will be every evil work. There will be some evil practices. There will be some confusion. There will be some confusion. But don't expect no mercy though. Because all that this person can think about is who?
Themselves.
All they can think about is themselves. And if you're around a person whose priority is numero uno, is number one, is only them, then don't expect mercy to come your way. Because they don't have it. And neither will they give it. Because they don't have. You can't give what you don't possess. You can't give mercy if you don't have mercy. So if your ambition is just yourself, you're not going to consider anybody else. You're not going to consider it. So if you wonder why you may not get what you think you should deserve, at least, then you should be able to know that these are aspects of why you ain't getting mercy and why you shouldn't expect mercy. Man, this person is driven by their own selfish ambition.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. So do you think a person that's ambition driven to only acquire or gain in their own life is going to extend themselves and stick their neck out? You're not that important to them.
You're just in the way.
You're in the way. Or you're just a stair in my step for success. You're just a pawn in my eventual gain. Then I'm just use you as a stepping stone. You're just a stepping stone in my life. You're in my life to get me where I need to be, where I want to be. You know how dangerous that is? To just be a stepping stone for somebody? That sucks. Yeah, if you just use me.
More like a doormat.
One thing I heard in my first marriage, we saved some money, took a while, bought a house. Within 30 days, she said, well, you can leave. Oh.
Very sobering. Huh?
What? I ain't even been here 30 days. Not even 30 days. You know what? You can leave. Oh, damn.
It's amazing.
That was a shocker. Silk the shocker right there. That was a shocker right there. It ain't my fault.
Did I do that?
Come on, man. You can't stop. We don't stop. We true soldiers. We don't die.
Yeah.
Man, it felt like a record, man.
Yeah.
You can leave. You know how that feel when somebody use you to get where they want to be at? You were just a stepping stone in my selfish ambition and acquisition. My back was still hurting from the move.
Wow.
My back was sore from tilling the grass. We didn't have no grass. I had to go rent a tiller. And a tiller is at least 300 pounds. I had to rent a tiller by myself, lift it up in the trunk, and then go take it out the trunk, and then put it in the yard. And I don't know if anybody ever used a tiller, especially a cheap one. It's heavy, and you got to lift it up so it can dig the dirt. That means you got to lift it up in order to keep it up the whole time that it's tilling the ground. You have to hold it up by muscle. I tilled the whole yard because we had no grass. Threw some grass seeds down. Back was still hurting. Landscaped the place. And within 30 days, you could leave. Wow. I was just a stepping stone. You mean to tell me I was only used to get you where you wanted to be? You tolerated me just enough. You put up with me just enough to get comfortable. You had just enough mercy to get the crib and the keys.
It's tough.
Now you can check out. The door's this way.
Happens all the time.
To the car you go. Good thing the car's in my name.
Well, we went
My
walking down the street.
I've been on foot. What they say, Pat and Turner?
Yeah.
You pat and then you turn. Yeah, but you know what? But is that not a real reality? Is that not a real reality where people will use you for their ambition, for their selfish ambition? They only got enough mercy to get you to have you get them where they want to be, and then they don't have a value. You don't have a value anymore. You're back to zero. You're back to being squat in their eyes. That's mankind. You're back to being devalued and being diminished in estimation and worth. Yeah, so I was only a paycheck. I was only a daycare. I was only freedom, so I was a landscaper. I was a mover. I offered you freedom. I did double duty so you can go to school and get your degree.
No.
So
It's a backup.
I was just a platform to get your degree. So I did double duty so that you can get your degree. I freed you up enough to go get your college degree, get the job, land the job, get the position. Already had the position, but make more money, additional resources in the house. That's not just in men. Women do it. It happens to women too. Women get used because this is not a gender thing. This is a mankind problem. Mankind don't have no mercy. It's not a gender issue. This could happen to men as equally as it happens to women. You get somebody where they are, and as soon as they taste success and they reach the pinnacle of their ambition, they have no need for you. You can go. And so if you're amongst an individual that has, like the ESV says, for where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there will be disorder and every vile practice. Don't expect much from these individuals. Because you're just a stepping stone. You're a pawn in a big game. And after you've extended yourself, invested, what value do you hold? That's dangerous, man. And it sucks to be as the recipient and on the receiving end of just being used as a stepping stone. Or just use you for pleasure. No real care. Really don't want to suffer you too much. Just because I need you for this situation, for this circumstance. So, that's a warning shot from the Bible. That some of us may taste. Hopefully none of us do. And if we do taste it, hopefully it's a lesson to be able to witness, and it's a testimony of what to watch out for. And we take it as a lesson. Yes.
I'm saying also a lesson not to do it to anybody else.
Absolutely.
A lot of times we'll have it done to us, and then we'll turn around and do it right back to somebody else.
That's right.
Yeah, we will turn around and do it to somebody else. Yes, sir.
It sound like
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
that's what he did.
Okay.
And basically, America does that all the time.
Yeah.
That's how we survive.
Utilize your resources, and then once your resources are done, we leave you with a diamond mine that's completely contaminating the water surrounding the city.
Exactly.
A big old empty hole in the ground.
And knowing that
And by law, any man that dig a pit is supposed to cover it up by law. But these damn diamond mine companies will extract your resources, your cobalt, your lithium, your diamonds, your gold, and they leave a big old hole in the ground and let you figure it out. And they say, well, just put your trash in there then.
That's crazy.
Water table's already contaminated. I'm only saying this because the Bible sends us warnings about what to expect from people that don't see value in you, and why man is so unmerciful, and what the outcome is going to be like when you're amongst the unmerciful. Matthew chapter 7 verse 6. Let that go. Go to Matthew chapter 7 verse 6. One more on this particular point that we just read in James chapter 3 verse 16.
Matthew chapter 7 and verse 6.
God. Read that.
Matthew chapter 7 verse 6. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs.
It says what?
Give not that which is holy unto the dogs.
It says give not that which is holy unto who?
Unto the dogs.
Man, what does that mean? Who is that warning for? And what type of people are you classifying here? It says give not that which is holy unto what?
Unto the dogs.
Go ahead.
Neither cast ye your pearls before swine.
Because a dog and a swine only care about what? Themselves. And they're about feeding their belly. Indulgence. Self-indulgence. Greed. So, it says don't give that which is holy to what?
Unto the dogs.
Go ahead.
Cast ye your pearls before swine.
What's going to happen? Read.
Lest they trample them under their feet.
So can you expect mercy from the unmerciful? From those that, like James said, those that only have selfish ambition? Can you expect mercy from somebody whose ambition is only self-indulgence? No. You shouldn't. So we shouldn't be like shocked when it happens or when we see it. How can somebody give what's not in them? How can somebody extend what they don't possess? So those are just warnings that the Bible is showing us of what happens if you're not sure about the qualities and characteristics of what's important in people that people don't have in them or they don't have enough of. That's why mercy is so important. To have it and to be able to recognize it and to utilize it and the benefits of it and the disasters when it's not there. When it's not there, he says, that which is valuable shall be trampled under what?
Lest they trample them under their feet.
Go ahead.
And turn again and rend you.
And after they use you for your resources, they're going to turn around and what?
Rend you.
And then they're going to tear you up. Leave you broken. Leave you brokenhearted and damaged.
That's the return for your kindness.
For your kindness.
That's the return for all the good assets the good quality that someone should appreciate you.
Somebody see the value in you.
Yeah, for all the good you had, all the good, positive virtues you had to give of no cost at all that you weren't even trying to get back. When you have a doggish person or a swinish person, this is what you get back in return. They don't accurately assess and value. They have a lack or a disconnection when it comes to valuing those good qualities. They only can value what they dispense out. So you can give them the world. It really don't matter how much, because there's a mind trap with people like that. The mind trap is if I just give them more, then maybe they'll love me.
Maybe they'll change.
That's the little trap. Because you deal with these swinish spirits, these doggish spirits, they're all about self-indulgence, self-promotion, like Shash was going into. And foolishly, we think, okay, well, the only way to fix this is to give them more of what they ask for. And then you're going to find out that that's not enough.
It's never going to be.
It's never enough.
The pig will eat what the farmer throws out there, and if the farmer falls asleep, the pig will eat him too.
Yeah,
and it happens all the time.
He ain't got no conscience about what he's eating.
Yeah, he's just, man, I need this food, and look, I got a freebie right here. A lot of farmers don't wake up because they either get drunk in their pigsties, they drunk, pass out, or they fall asleep.
That's a tragedy, bro. That's real.
Yeah, that's real.
Wow.
That's very real.
It's country wisdom right
there.
Yeah. That's scary. Yeah, watch what kind of characters you're around.
Yeah.
Pigs, man, can't trust them, man.
They eat you alive, man. Farmers get digested. But also, when you're amongst the unmerciful, you're going to get digested too.
The same.
You get digested the same way.
No, but the pig, the farmer raised them, petted them, groomed them,
No loyalty.
No loyalty.
Yeah. Dog eat
it's
dog.
Still dirty game either way.
A dog eat dog world.
It's a dog eat dog world, but the nature behind it is crazy. It's a crazy nature. That's crazy nature right there, bro.
Huh? Romans chapter 14, verse 12.
It's your master.
Yeah. It happens all the time.
Romans chapter 14 and verse 12.
Read.
So that everyone of us shall give account of himself.
It says all of us are going to have to give account of who?
Of himself.
In due time, everybody's going to be quantified and added up and interrogated about, did I give people mercy? Or did I not? Did I extend myself to people? Or did I not? Did I see the value in people around me? Or did I not? Did I treat people right? Or did I not? Everybody's got to give account in due time. The interrogation will happen. Read on.
God. So that everyone of us shall give account of himself to the Most High.
And how much mercy you got in your heart? Do you have it in you? You have to answer for it. Read on.
God.
We all will.
Verse 13. Let us not therefore judge one another anymore.
Stop looking at each other. Stop judging each other. Stop seeing the bad in each other. Stop seeing each other as worthless. Stop seeing each other as having no value or of low degree or taking no account of or looking at each other like, man, you ain't nobody to me. Stop doing that. Stop that perspective. That's an unhealthy perspective. And that's an unhealthy outcome. Everybody has value. Especially to the Most High. Read on.
But judge this rather.
He said, but look at this. Consider this. Read on.
That no man put a stumbling block or an occasion to fall in his brother's way.
Why is this so important? That he says what you should be considering, instead of looking at people as not being valuable, you should be asking yourself, did I hinder this person's growth and development?
Yeah.
Did I leave this person stranded when I could have helped him? When I could have extended myself, I didn't want to because I didn't have the patience. I didn't suffer this person. I didn't have the ability to tolerate this individual. He's going to show, well, first of all, it's not good to be inconsiderate, to where you can, through your lack of mercy, put a stumbling block in somebody else's path, because that could be inconsiderate. But why this happens is in the next verse. Why are people inconsiderate? Why do people put stumbling blocks in each other's path, whether knowingly or unknowingly? Why does it happen? Whether I know I'm doing it or I'm not knowing, I don't know I'm doing it. Why does it happen, as he'll explain, is in the next verse. Read on.
Verse 14. I know and am persuaded by the Lord Yahushua.
Paul said, I know and I'm persuaded by the Lord Yahushua. What is Paul so confident about? He said, I'm confident. He said, I know this for a fact. And I know it's not just, I'm just knowing for myself. I know it because I know the Most High says the same thing. What is he so confident about? Read on.
That there is nothing unclean of itself.
He says that there is nothing unclean of itself. We're going to explain. Read on.
But to him that esteemeth anything to be unclean, to him it is unclean.
So what is he saying by this? Now we read this and it may sound confusing. It may go over our heads. It may be too deep to understand. What is he saying?
Perception.
It's perception. Everything is based on what? Perception. Everything is based on perception. So what he's explaining is that how you treat other people is left up to your perception. How you deal with people is opinion based. It's determined by your opinion and your perspective. That's why to you, if you consider this person unclean or anything unclean, to you it's what?
Unclean.
It's unclean. So if you look at something as being foul and undeserving, you will treat it as foul and undeserving. Because behavior and treatment and outlook and perspective is all opinion based. It's all opinion based. It's based on your perspective. So the danger that we could be in as far as putting a stumbling block in each other's way is I could miscalculate the value of a person and diminish their value and estimation as not being unworthy of whatever it is that I can offer them, and then treat them a certain way where I don't give them what they need to be strong. I can damage people by how I look at them, because I could either be setting them up for failure or I could be setting them up for strength. But it's all based upon, the narrative is controlled by my outlook and my perspective. My perspective controls the narrative of mercy. My perspective controls the narrative of compassion, of patience, of long suffering. it's all opinion based. And this is why we got to be careful about how we talk to people, how we treat people. If you think you classify somebody as dirty, polluted, filthy, you're going to put a stumbling block in their way. You're not going to give them what they need to be strong. You ignore them. You won't care about what you say. You'll be reckless in your behavior. You'll be reckless in your speech. And that recklessness is damaging. Because in your speech, you didn't see nothing wrong with it. I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think how I talked to people was that bad. Well, just because in your perspective, because in your opinion, you may not see it as that bad, it doesn't mean that it's having a negative effect on people around you. So, what's the answer to that? He said, the answer to that is the next verse. Read.
Verse 15. But if thy brother be grieved...
So the best way to look at and to measure your estimation of people, whether you're putting a stumbling block in front of people, whether you're hurting people's confidence, or whether you're setting people up for failure, the answer to that is to not consider your own perspective. To not trust your own opinion. But to determine your treatment of people based upon what? Read verse 15.
But if thy brother be grieved with thy meat, now walkest thou not charitably.
Go ahead.
Destroy not him with thy meat.
It says, I consider from now on, when I look at people, whether it's my opinion, whether I treat people bad or not so bad, or, that was, the way I talked to that person was like a level 1. I don't know why they're tripping.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I turned up on this person. So I don't know why you're tripping. I didn't turn up on you. I could have turned up on you. But it was a level 1 to me. To me, it was a level 1. So the best way to make sure I'm non-offensive and I give people the mercy that they deserve is to remove what I think is an adequate measure. I remove that quantification of, well, I was mild, I could have been worse. I could have told you how I really feel. I could have went off on you. I could have did you dirty. You should be happy I didn't go all the way. It's to remove that whole notion and to look at people to say, you know what? Whether I was merciful or not, or kind or not to you, or tenderhearted to you, was based upon your response, not my estimation. I don't trust my estimation. I trust the effect that I have on you. What effect did I have on you? Let the effect that I have on you determine whether I was good to you or not. Let the effect that I have on you determine if I was merciful or not. Let the effect I have on you prove that I value you or don't value you. Let me consider the effect on you more important than my opinion. What Paul understands is perspective is opinion based. So is the giving of mercy. It's all opinion based.
Based off of how your perspective on someone.
How you look at people. So what Paul is recommending is that you do away with your perspective and start looking at the response. Start looking at the response you have. How do people respond to you? And that should let you know whether you have a good nature or ill nature. How do people respond to you? That should let you know whether you're extending and giving them what they need or you're setting them up for failure by putting a stumbling block in their path. How do people receive you? Let that be the determination of whether you have mercy or not. Or whether you was good to people or not. Because in everybody's eyes, the scripture says in Proverbs 16, every man's way is right in who?
His own eyes.
In his own eyes. Every man's way is right in his own eyes. So if you ask me, I really wasn't that bad to you. But if I ask you, I was horrible. So which one should be trusted? And that's how you know this is true in Acts chapter 24. Go read Acts chapter 24 just to confirm what we're saying right here in Romans. Get Acts chapter 24.
What verse?
I think it's verse 16.
Acts chapter 24 and verse 16 reads,
It might be 16, it might not be.
and herein do I exercise myself.
It is verse 16. He said what?
And herein do I exercise myself.
And this is why Paul says this is the exercise that he does. This is the kind of training that he has. And this kind of mental, moral training that Paul possesses. How does Paul exercise himself? Read.
To have always a conscience void of offense.
He says, Paul said, I always exercise myself to have a conscience void of what?
Of offense.
So he's always careful about what? Not offending people. So is it about him being right? And about him, what he qualifies as being just or fair or equitable treatment? Or is it about how people receive him? What's more important? It's how people perceive me. It's the effect that I have on people is more important than what I think I give to people. Because if you leave it up to us, we're good people. I didn't treat them as bad as I could have.
No,
I've done worse. I can be more evil than that. I can stoop to another level. I went down. It was only like a threat level orange.
Yeah.
It was only a threat level white. It wasn't red. It was a brown. It was a threat level brown. It could have been a threat level red, but I didn't take it to red. I didn't go all the way red with this person.
You don't know how I used to be.
Yeah. If you would have ran into the old me, you had another thing coming. I might have went upside your head. If you'd have saw the old me. Well, stop comparing the old you versus the new you. Stop comparing what you think how you think you're fair to people and not. Start looking at the effect you have on people. Let that be the determination whether you give mercy or not. Look at how people receive you. See their response to you. Before you, because we're all going to declare that we're just these innocent angels. We're all going to declare that we're just these self-righteous, self-indulgent individuals that I try to do right by everybody. That's not true. I'm fair. I try to be fair across the board. No, you don't. Stop lying. We be lying. That's why Paul said, man, I don't trust my opinion. I let the effect on people determine whether I'm good or not, whether I'm just or not, whether I'm fair or not, whether I'm nice or not, whether I'm merciful or not. I look at the effect on people. Let that be the judgment. So read that again, my Willa, 24 and 16.
Acts chapter 24 and verse 16 reads, and herein do I exercise myself to have always a conscience void of offense.
I make sure that my conscience is clear. And in its absence of what?
Of offense.
Because I care about the effect I have on the other person. In every thought, in every manner, in every ounce of behavior, I'm checking myself. Did I offend this person? Did I damage this person? Did I hurt this person? Did I demoralize this person? Did I diminish the value of this person? Did I talk to this person like they're zero? Did I treat this person like they're zero? You got to scrap your opinion in order to have mercy. You got to embrace the other people's perspective. Yes, sir.
How does that coincide with people quote like Galatians 4 and 16 verses like that?
What does it say?
Am I therefore becoming the enemy if I tell the truth?
There's nothing wrong with telling people the truth. But how do I treat them?
On a day-to-day.
Now, in Proverbs, when you read Proverbs, was it a 13? If either find more favor. Proverbs, it might be Proverbs 13. Then he that flattereth.
With the tongue. Flatter with the tongue.
Yeah, is that 13?
It says that he that flattereth with the tongue.
Mm-hmm. Is that Proverbs 13? Mm-mm.
I got a scripture. Wow.
Hold on, let me read. I want to read this right here.
Is it Proverbs 28, 23?
What's the first
I haven't read in a long time. Let me see.
What's the first point of it?
It says, he that rebuketh a man afterwards shall find more
Yeah.
favor
Yes.
than he that flattereth.
That's it. Read it again. This is it.
Come. Proverbs chapter 28, verse 23 reads, he that rebuketh a man
It
afterwards.
said, if you tell a person the truth, if you rebuke a man, remember what we read also in Ecclesiastes, when the Most High said his mercy is upon all men. He said he does rebuke. He says he does nourish. He said he does raise again. And he does correct. And he does establish. So, it's nothing wrong with telling people the truth. But he says, yes, the truth is uncomfortable. He said, but if you're telling people the truth, what is the end result? What's the outcome? Read that.
Shall afterwards shall find more favor than he that flattereth with the tongue.
It says, so I'll find more favor than telling people what they want to hear. So that's different. That's different. There's a different outcome when you tell people what they want to hear, versus you, which is using flattery, versus telling people the truth. There's nothing wrong with telling people the truth. People don't want to hear that anyway. But read this right here. Read line 74.
Line 74. And if anyone dislikes improvement.
If anyone dislikes what?
Improvement.
Because if you're telling people the truth, you're telling the truth for what purpose?
Improvement.
You're telling the truth for improvement. And if anybody has a problem with improvement, read.
Let such a one find fault with parents.
It says then you also have a problem with who?
Parents.
Your parents. You have a problem with authority. If you have a problem with improvement, you got a problem with authority. It's not that you have that there's a deeper issue behind your problem. There's nothing wrong with telling people the truth. And if they got an issue with it, then they got a problem with authority. He says then you should find fault with who?
Parents.
What else?
And guardians.
And said, and you have a guardianship issue. That means you blame your coaches, you blame your teachers, you blame your uncles, your aunties, anybody that's been a guardian to you. You got a problem with authority. What else?
And teachers.
And teachers, same thing. So if I got a problem with somebody telling me the truth, I have what kind of problem? I have a problem with authority. I have a problem with order. I have a problem with being controlled. I have a problem with being disciplined. My real problem is not that, oh, this person make me feel bad. It's not about making you feel bad. You got a problem with people telling you what to do. So, does that make sense? All right, finish that.
And with all who have the care of youth.
It says, and you got a problem with everybody that has played a role in the care of your youth. That means anybody that had any responsibility to nurture you, raise you, to give you security, direction, instruction, correction, reprove you or modify you, you had a problem with authority. That's why no matter who was in charge over you, you gave them a hard time. For these individuals, there's deeper issues more than just somebody telling you the truth. None of us should have a problem with somebody telling us the truth about the situation or about ourselves, because we should all take it as this is for improvement. Read on.
Because they reprove their own children.
It said because teachers reprove their own children, guardians reprove their own children, and teachers, parents reprove their own children. Read on.
Or their orphan wards.
Or their what?
Orphan wards.
Or you could have grown up adopted. You could have grown up adopted or in some type of facility where you didn't have the care or nurture of your particular parents over you, and you grew up in a certain ward or orphan situation. Read on.
Or their pupils.
Or your fellow students. Go ahead.
And sometimes even beat them.
It says, and yes, because you were in situations where you got beat and you got hurt. Go ahead.
And yet are not to be accused of evil speaking.
It says, but still, they shouldn't be accused of what?
Evil speaking.
So why do I accuse authority of evil speaking? Why do I speak evil of authority? Because because if I have a problem with improvement, I have a problem with authority. That's what he's saying. He just solidified the same point. Go ahead.
Nor of insolent violence.
It says, but I'll blame my parents for being extreme. I blame my teachers for being extreme. I blame my coaches for being extreme. I blame my counselors. I blame the brothers. I blame the church leaders, the elders, the officers. I blame somebody. Somebody's going to get blamed for being extreme. Read on.
But on the contrary.
It said, but on the contrary. Go ahead.
They must be looked upon as friends.
It said, I should look at people that played a role in my development as what?
Friends.
Because I should be able to embrace correction. The problem is we have an ugly outlook towards authority, and I don't see people as my friends. When you correct me, you're my enemy. Now, when you said, am I your enemy because I tell you the truth? Now it makes sense in that verse, because why I look at people as an enemy, because I don't look at you as a friend. Because if I can't see you as a friend, because I don't like correction, I don't like improvement, then that would be true. Finish that.
They must be looked upon as friends and real well-wishers.
It says these are my well-wishers. These are people that want to see me do well in life. So we can't misconstrue people that correct us for improvement to people that hate us. We should look at them and embrace them as friends. These are my friends because they care about me. They want to see me do well. Read on.
It says
that's it. That's it. So
different angle on that.
Con, go ahead, bro.
Just a different angle on that perspective. Ecclesiastes 18 and 15, and then somebody else give me Colossians 4 and 6.
Ecclesiasticus 18 and 15. My son, blemish not thy good deeds.
So it's a good thing that I tell you the truth, right? But how do I tell you the truth? Read.
Neither use uncomfortable words.
Your words gotta be palatable, right? Give me that Colossians 4 and 6.
No. You gotta read verse 15. You gotta read verse 15. Read Ecclesiastes 18 and 15.
God, my son.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, go ahead, read.
My son, blemish not thy good deeds. Neither use uncomfortable words when thou givest anything.
So wait. Why would I give why would I give something to somebody and then use uncomfortable words behind it?
You want to give it?
Cause what? Say it again.
You didn't want to give it.
Because I didn't want to give it.
Grudgingly.
Yes, because I didn't want to give it. Why would I give somebody something and then use some real harsh, uncomfortable, nasty words in the midst of giving it to them?
A guilt trip.
Yeah, you know you owe me, right?
Right.
Oh, no.
You know you owe me. You know. Just like, it's like the 10th time I had to do this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been the one. I've been the one. Why I keep having to hold you down? Why I gotta keep doing this? You never reciprocate.
You never resist.
Yeah. Why would I use uncomfortable words in the midst of showing charity? As I don't want to do it. I'm doing it against my. I really don't want to do it, but I'm gonna be hypocritical about it. I'm gonna be insincere about it. Go ahead. Finish your point, bro. I just had to bring that up.
Oh,
that was all of it.
Yeah, because that should supposed to be like a gift, right? But then you're giving how? Grudgingly.
Yep.
Right, but our speech is always supposed to be seasoned with salt, like I said on Colossians 4 and 6. That it's supposed to be palatable. It says, "Let your speech be always with grace." Grace is kind; it shows favor. So why would we choose uncomfortable words to tell somebody the truth?
Yep.
Just a different angle.
No, it's not different. It's perfect. It's not different. It's perfect. Keep reading that Ecclesiastes. It's not different. It's perfect.
God, verse 16. Shall not the dew assuage the heat?
It says, shall not the dew assuage the heat? What does that mean? That means that when the Most High drops dew down, it's to take away take away the heat. It reduces and diminishes the effect of the heat. It cools things off. No different than on a hot day, a cool rain comes through. If the Most High brings some showers in the middle of summer, the showers do what? It brings the temperature down. So, read on.
So is a word better than a gift.
So, what we like to do is to give people what we think they need. And that is mercy to us. We like to show, that's what the gift is. The gift is, I'm going to give you what I think mercy is. We just read in Romans that Paul says, scrap your opinion about what you think you're giving. Look at the effect and the response of the people to determine whether you're merciful or not, or kind or not, or giving or not, or charitable or not. What we like to do is, we like to give somebody something and say, see, that proves I was merciful. See, that proves that I was kind. See, that proves that I was charitable. So we like to give something that is really not that important or meaningful as a token of appreciation. I bought you dinner, right? So you should shut up. You shouldn't have nothing to say because I bought you lunch.
That bribing spirit.
I bought you a new purse, right? So why are you still complaining? Why are you still running your mouth? You got a new car, right? So why don't you shut up? I took you out to eat, right? Why are you still acting like that? We like to give what we think is a qualifiable token of appreciation to people when the Bible says that what we think we give is not really that important to what really matters. What should matter when it comes to what people need from us? Now read that verse 16.
Verse 16, shall not the dew assuage the heat? So is a word better than a gift.
He says a word of kindness is kind words is a better token of appreciation to person than you giving them some money. Kind words is a better token of appreciation than you taking them out to eat, spending money on them, buying them something. I bought you a necklace. You got a ring on your finger. You got earrings, don't you? Or I bought you a new wallet. I put tires on your car. Why are you still running your mouth? Do people need? Is that really gonna show charity? But we have our own definitions of what charity is, and it's wrong. You know what the Bible says real charity is and real mercy is? Like Amiati just mentioned. How do I talk to people? How you talk to people and the level of kindness that you possess in your mouth is the real token of appreciation. If you really want to show people that you appreciate them, talk to them different. All the other stuff is just trinkets.
Yeah.
They're trinkets and they're tokens of no value. You really want to show somebody appreciation? Change how you look at them. Change how you talk to them. Change how you address them. Put some respect on their name. Talk to them with some respect. That's a real strife reducer, argument reducer, contention reducer. He says, does not the dew assuage the heat? Does not the rain take away the heat? Well, what really brings about peace? If you really want to restore peace, stop handing people what you think they want. That's phony. That's not real. That's not true. Stop giving people what you think they want to hear. Stop treating people how you think they want to be treated. Remove that. How about you just start talking to them like they're worth something? How about you change how you direct your mouth and your language?
Because you're weaponizing gifts.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. Using the gift as a weapon and a physical item to back that person from speaking against your ill nature.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Or thinking I'm gonna restore a relationship or peace with people. Read on.
17. Lo, is not a word better than a gift?
Which one's better? What you think people want to hear? I took you out to eat. I bought you tacos.
I bought you tacos.
I bought you tacos. Thanks, bro. You bought me some tacos. Whoop-de-doo. You bought me some tacos. Wonderful. I appreciate it. But you still talk to me like what?
Trash.
I cooked dinner for you. But you still talk to me like what? I gave you my check. But I still talk to you like what? I did something nice for you. But I still talk to you like what? Trash, man. You know what the Most High saying? Our estimation of value of what being merciful is, being charitable is, it's garbage. It should be thrown in the garbage. What people would rather have is kindness, kind speech. That's what people really need for their soul. You want to feed somebody's spirit? Stop spending money or buying something artificial. Talk to them different. You want to feed somebody's spirit? Talk to them different. Change how you talk to people. He said it's not a word better than a what?
Gift.
Read on.
Middle of 17. But both are with a gracious man.
And that's why Matthew said, you know what you're dealing with or what's in a person, because only a gracious man can do this. That graciousness is somebody that's disposed to being friendly. Get that definition, Karan. Gracious.
Gracious, 1828, Webster's Dictionary.
Then number 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm at. Favorable.
Favorable. You got to start talking to people how?
Favorable.
That means you can only talk to people favorable when you look at them favorable. When you don't look at them as being zero. Read on.
Kind.
I got to start talking to people with kindness. Read on.
Benevolent.
Benevolent meaning goodwill. That's what benevolent means. I have goodwill I want to see this person do good in life. I want the best for this person in life. Read on.
Merciful.
Yeah, now, what is another definition of gracious?
Merciful.
It's merciful. So gracious and merciful are synonyms. They're one and the same. But it means something else. Read on.
Disposed to forgive.
It says merciful or being gracious, meaning I have more than people want some money or some lunch or some gifts or some tokens of stupidity of what they think really matters, which it doesn't. What people really want is the benefit of the doubt.
In what sense you mean?
He wants to read it again. It says disposed to what?
Disposed to forgive offenses.
It says what do people want more? You bought me some new Air Force Ones. Great. You got me some Jordans. Awesome. But I'm guilty in your eyes. I'm always guilty in your eyes. Okay, you made me a wonderful dulce de leche, tres leche cake with pumpkin in it. Awesome. Great. Nice. Good. But anything I always do, no matter what I do, I'm guilty in your eyes. Why are you looking at that person a certain way? You want them? You want to be with them and not me? But I cook for you though. I made you cheesecake. I made you tacos. I made you your favorite dish. I made your favorite meatloaf and pasta. But I still talk to you like trash. I can't see the good in you. All I see is how polluted you are in my eyes. That's why people don't want tangible, physical things in life. What really feeds a soul is how you talk to them. And can you remove the guilty outlook that you have towards them? That's very problematic for people. People would rather buy you something than to take away the guilt because that's easier. It's easier for me to go to the store, pick something out and say, here, be happy. Than actually sit back and say, man, let me stop hating, being a hater. Let me stop being ugly. Let me stop judging this person. Let me stop talking to this person like they're worthless. Let me show some real appreciation and just be friendly, kind, nice, generous. And let me extend myself with forgiveness. Let this person be no longer the guilty party in my eyes. Can we do that? That's a more respectable sacrifice. That's more honorable. Read on.
God. It says disposed to forgive offenses and impart unmerited blessings.
It says, people need this more than they need some Jordans in a purse. Can you stop looking at me as the guilty party and look at me like I deserved unmerited, which means unwarranted blessings? Because what couldn't even the disciples do to the kids? The disciples couldn't even stomach the fact that Christ was putting his hand on the kids' heads, blessing the children and praying for the children. He wasn't giving them no money. He was just praying and giving them a blessing. And the disciples couldn't even stomach that. Do we have the capacity to even pray for one another? Wish the best for each other? Let alone forgive and want you to be blessed in life. That is more important than some stupid gifts and tokens of vanity. Worthless thing. People think that because I cooked, I cleaned, I did this, I bought you this, I I remembered your, the anniversary. I did this, and you didn't do. I bought you something on your anniversary. I took you out to eat. I did this. I bought you your car. I did this. And all that's irrelevant, man. That's irrelevant. I bought you a house, didn't I? Bought you a car, didn't I? That ain't what. That's not what really makes people happy, and that doesn't really show that you value them. What really determines how you value people is how you talk to them. It's how you talk to people. How you talk to people determines how you value them. It shows forth your perspective and manifests your perspective. So finish that up in Ecclesiastes.
Verse 18. A fool will upbraid churlishly.
A fool won't consider how offensive he is. Read.
And a gift of the envious consumeth the eyes.
You know what? I'm giving it to you, but I really want it back. I really don't want to give it. I'm giving you something I really don't want to give. And when I give it to you, it burns me up that I'm giving it to you. And it bothers me that I'm giving it to you. Because I really don't want you to have nothing. But I got to fake it to make it. That's what a wicked person will do. Fake it to make it. I'm going to smile and give it to you even though I don't want to. Even though it hurts my eyes that you got to receive this.
You're wasting my time.
Yeah.
Time is money.
Here. Take it. You should be happy. I did something for you. Don't never say I never did nothing for you.
Yeah.
Don't ever fix your mouth to say I ain't never did nothing for you. Now you might as well not give it to me then. You might as well keep that. You might as well hold that for yourself. Because you wanted it anyway. You didn't want to give it to me anyway. But what's more important is how we talk to people. That's what matters. But that mercy is in the tongue. That mercy has a lot to do with perspective, and it's in the mouth. Read on. Jump down to verse 20.
Verse 20. Before judgment.
That's why I said it's very important. How you look at people, before you judge people, whether you determine people's value, stop determining. Paul said scrap that anyway. So before you start determining people's value, quantifying people, devaluing people, diminishing people's self-worth in your eyes, do what?
Before judgment, examine thyself.
You better check yourself. Ask yourself, how do you want the Most High to see you? Because however you see people is how the Most High is going to see you. However you treat people is how the Most High is going to treat you. However you talk to people is how you will be talked to by the Most High. So you should ask yourself, how do I want to be viewed by the Most High in Christ? Read on.
And in the day of visitation, thou shalt find mercy.
It says, and in the day that Christ returns, if you was merciful, you will receive what?
Mercy.
You will receive mercy. This is very important. I know it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. Let me be quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 28. Ecclesiastes chapter 28.
Ecclesiastes 28.
Read 1 through 8.
Ecclesiastes 28 and 1.
Next brother. Give me a Luke chapter 6. We was there earlier. We started at verse 6 and we read through verse 9. This time give me 10 and 11. Luke chapter 6 verse 10 and 11. Next brother get John chapter 11 verse 47. We might not even finish this. We're going to try to knock these last couple of verses out. All right, Ecclesiastes 28.
Ecclesiastes 28 and 1. He that revengeth shall find vengeance from the Lord.
Go ahead.
And he will surely keep his sins in remembrance.
So, however you deal with people, you will be dealt with by the same measure. Read on. And if you can't let nothing go, the Most High is not going to let what you do go. Wow. You will be the recipient of your own outlook. Read on.
Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he hath done unto thee.
Read on.
So shall thy sins also be forgiven when thou prayest.
So you see how the Most High determines the measure of mercy based upon whether you give it or not, or have it or not. Read on.
Verse 3. One man beareth hatred against another.
Go ahead.
And doth he seek pardon from the Lord?
And you expect the Most High, you have no forgiveness, you have no kindness, you have no mercy, but you expect mercy and kindness and forgiveness? Read on.
He showeth no mercy to a man.
He said the Most High showed no mercy to a man. Go ahead.
Which is like himself.
It says if you don't have mercy, you don't get no mercy. That's the bottom line.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. If you don't have it, you're not gonna get it. You get what you give. You get what you give, and that's it. That's how the Most High look at it. Read on.
And doth he ask forgiveness of his own sins?
Go ahead.
If he that is but flesh nourish hatred, who will entreat for pardon of his sins?
Read on.
Remember thy end, and let enmity cease.
He says, let the division and enmity, hatred, strife, contention, let it cease. Read on.
Remember corruption and death.
Go ahead.
And abide in the commandments.
It says, stick in the commandments. Be ye merciful as your Father in heaven is merciful. Read on.
Remember the commandments, and bear no malice to thy neighbor.
It says, and bear no what?
No malice to thy neighbor.
Malice is ill will. Treatment, actions done out of anger. Read on.
Remember the covenant of the highest.
It says, our mercy is supposed to be towards our neighbor. Read on.
And wink at his ignorance.
And wink at other people's what?
Ignorance.
You got to wink at ignorance. You can't hold grudges. You got to wink and let ignorance go. You can't demoralize, devalue people because of their mistakes. You can't qualify people and quantify people and evaluate people based on their mistakes and their errors. People just can't be fools in your eyes because they make mistakes. Because you're a fool in the Most High's eyes. So then what? Read on.
Verse 8. Abstain from strife.
He said, abstain, hold back from arguing and fighting. Read on.
And thou shalt diminish thy sin.
It says, and your sins will diminish. Read on.
For a furious man will kindle strife.
He said, but if there's something wrong in your spirit, if you're furious in your spirit, you will kindle strife. How do we know this? We read this earlier. Go back to Luke chapter 6, but this time read 10 through 11.
Luke chapter 6 and verse 10.
He said, a furious man will kindle strife. Go to Luke chapter 6 and read verse 10 and 11.
Luke chapter 6 and verse 10. And looking round about upon them all.
So now we remember this when Christ had the man with the withered hand, and he stood him up in the middle of the synagogue, and he looked around and said to them all, read.
And he said unto the man, stretch forth thy hand. And he did so.
Go ahead.
And his hand was restored.
He said,
whole.
And his hand was restored whole, right?
As the other.
Go ahead.
And they were filled with madness.
It says, but we just read that a furious man will kindle strife. Right. He says, what these Pharisees and Sadducees and scribes witnessed was a miracle. A man being made whole on the Sabbath. He says, but what effect did it have on them? He says they were filled with what?
Madness.
He says they were filled with madness. What is the definition of madness? How could you be filled with madness as somebody else being healed?
Madness, 1828, Webster's Dictionary. Distraction, a state of disordered reason or intellect.
It says, what was the first definition?
It says, distraction, a state of disordered reason or intellect.
A state of disordered what?
Reason or intellect.
It says, if I have a state, if I possess a state of disordered reason, there's something wrong with my rationale. There's something wrong with my reasoning. If there's a trouble with the way I see things and I quantify things and I add things up and I summarize people, if I have an issue with my rationale and my reasoning, he said, and my reasoning is disordered. Read.
It says extreme folly.
It says a state of disordered reasoning. Finish that definition.
A state of disordered reason or intellect.
Go ahead.
In which the patient raves.
It's the patient is the sick person. If a person is disordered or they have a corrupt ability to reason or to use rationale, he says that it does what to a patient?
It says in which the patient raves.
It makes a person what?
Raves.
It makes a patient or sick person rave, and what else?
Or is furious.
It makes them furious. So we just read in Ecclesiastes, a furious man will cause strife, right? But so if I am a furious person, if I have a disordered
reasoning,
a state of disordered reasoning, if I have a crooked perspective, how can I give mercy? You can't. You cannot. You can't give mercy until you fix your reasoning. You can't. You can't have mercy until you fix your thinking towards people. If you don't fix your thinking towards people, your outlook to people, you will never be able to dispense mercy. It says a furious man, it says causes strife, right? This is why the Pharisees witnessed a man get healed, and they were full of madness. They were furious. What didn't they have? Mercy. That's why they were mad. How else could you be filled with madness when something good happens to a person? There's something wrong with your perspective. There's something corrupt about your outlook. When something good happens to somebody. So until I fix what's going on in my reasoning, I will never be able to dispense mercy to people the right way. See, they were filled with madness. What else is that said in madness?
Madness. It says extreme folly, headstrong passion, or rashness.
Well, the problem is, if I don't fix my headstrong passion, that means I have a feeling about people that I trust, that I believe is right, and it's a headstrong passion to me. It's a strong feeling that I possess towards people that I think is true. That's what makes it headstrong. I believe that is true. I believe people are crooked. I believe people hate me. I believe people are out to get me. I believe there's no good people. I believe that people ain't worth my time. I got this headstrong passion and rashness. What else?
It says that act in opposition to reason.
What can deter or corrupt a person's reasoning? Their headstrong passion. What is a person's headstrong passion? It's their opinion. And this is why Paul said in Romans, we read it earlier, 14, and it was like verse 11. Read that right there, because we didn't finish it.
Romans 14:11.
Verse 14 and 14.
Romans 14:14. I know and am persuaded by the Lord Yahushua that there is nothing unclean of itself.
He says every man determines what he feels is clean or unclean. That determination is left up to a man's opinion. Man sees people in their own opinion as clean or unclean. Read.
But to him that esteemeth anything to be unclean.
If I look at people unclean, go ahead.
To him it is unclean.
In my perspective, in my opinion, he's unclean or she's unclean. The treatment of people, whether mild or extreme, is in the balance of somebody's perspective and opinion. Is a notion that each and every one of us possess. But if I have a corrupt scale, if my scale is corrupt, then I'll mismanage, mistreat people with ill nature and bad behavior. Yes, sir.
We start despising people.
Yes.
When we lack mercy or compassion and pity on one person, the thing is now I start despising them. I think of a low opinion of somebody.
But what's tipping my scale in the wrong way? My headstrong passion.
Yeah.
Is what Paul is saying you got to throw away. That's what he's saying you got to get rid of. That's why he says, don't look at what you think is right on how you talk and deal with people. Look at the effect. Measure the effect you have on people. Let that be the determination whether you're merciful or charitable or giving. Look at the response of people. Stop looking at, because if you go off your headstrong opinion, you're right. You're not wrong. That person don't deserve respect. That person don't deserve forgiveness. That person don't deserve mercy. That's why you got to throw away your headstrong passion. You got to get rid of it. That's why verse 15 says what?
15. But if thy brother be grieved with thy meat, now walkest thou not charitably. Destroy not him with thy meat.
He said, destroy not him with thy what?
With thy meat.
How can I destroy somebody? Thy meat is my opinion.
There you go.
That's what I have to offer.
That crooked reasoning machine. That's how I destroy people. I destroy people with my. That's why it's important that you don't judge, and you don't look at people through your strong passion or headstrong passion. We got to scrap that. Start looking at the effect that I have on people. Let that determine whether you're treating people the right way or not. Because you know what the Most High does in turn? When you show kindness, He gives you kindness. When you show mercy, He gives you mercy. So if you know you're receiving mercy, and you're receiving patience, and you're receiving kindness from people, and you're receiving friendship from people,
you owe it.
Then that should be a sign that you're giving it.
Yeah.
Because the Most High will return it right back to you. Now there's more, but there's not enough to continue.
You might as well just keep giving.
Might as well keep.
That's what you're doing already. You might as well just keep doing.
Keep giving. Keep giving forgiveness. Keep being patient. Keep being sober-minded when you look at people. Stop judging people. Get rid of your judgment and how you look at people. Throw it away. Look at the response. How people respond to you. Let that be the measure. Stop looking at what you think people deserve. Because we determine people's value by estimation and perspective. And that's dangerous, man. So in order for us to have mercy and give the people what they need, the same level of mercy that the Most High gives to everybody, then we have to get out of our conceptions and out of our conceits. Remove our conceits and conceptions about people. The scriptures say, as much as lieth in you, be at peace with all men. I should be able to treat people a certain way across the board. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and end it. There's more, but there's no need to go more. It's not going to change much. All right. So, with that, any questions? Any questions? All right. So, we'll go ahead. Next Wednesday, I want to finish that part 3 of that 12 steps to a quick biblical reset. I never finished part 3. And I want to go back and finish part 3. So next week, I'll finish that part 3. But I think this was important to go over. All right. So shalom. We'll see everybody on Friday at the water for watching. And, and brothers and sisters, have a good night. All right. Shalom.